Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jack. So today I wanted to get just a quick overview of what's going on, where I've been. I know I've made YouTube videos in kind of a while, so I kind of wanted to give just a refresher on what's going on. So we just killed Mythic Avatar just tonight, and it's amazing. 316 wipes. We had multiple 0% wipes on the boss in the same night as we killed it, so there's some definitely big heartbreaking moments. But I ended up playing Disc for the fight. I was kind of flip-flopping between Disc and Holy, and it ended up we were playing Disc. I was playing Disc for our first 0% wipe, where we wiped at 2 million. So I was dealing like 150 million, 160 million to the boss. And I was like, well, I'm going to lock into playing Disc, because who knows if we ever get another 0% wipe. Sure enough, playing Disc again, and another 0% wipe. So I definitely was not going to play Holy or risk playing Holy and miss out on that extra damage, you know, no matter how small it was. So stuck to playing Disc for that. Probably next week, we'll see. Gear-wise, how we're feeling, and maybe just play Holy for it. Because I did, with so many pulls going on, I did flip-flop between Disc and Holy a ton. So I feel pretty comfortable with both of them, to be honest. Now, getting into the big update. We are going Horde. Envision, as a whole, is going Horde. So the big situation here is Mythic Kil'jaeden is next up on the docket. And with our raid composition, we do run a pretty tight roster of around 22, 23 people. We don't have the comp to stay Alliance, really. We have double Shadow Priests, and of course myself as Priest, and we are not really able to do Mythic Kil'jaeden, specifically the Night Phase, effectively, properly, with the composition if we stay Alliance. So right now there's like 8 or 9 guilds that have actually killed Kil'jaeden. Actually, there's probably a couple more than that. But there's only been one Alliance guild, and it's Scrubbusters. And if you look at Scrubbusters' actual composition, they don't have any priests, for one, and every single member of the group has some kind of, you know, something to immune any of the knockbacks, or stay rooted, or disengage, or blink, or whatever, except for the 2 DKs they brought. And of course, they have Draft of Souls. So, yeah, draft, not drought. So everybody has tools to actually not get knocked back. And why this is relevant is the rupture or the singularities, the big balls that knock you back on Mythic Kil'jaeden. Well, they appear in the night phase, and you don't know where they are. And you're able to use the Warlock portal for the first one, and after that, everyone's kind of on your own. So I was initially given the suggestion by my buddy Jeeth, and he was saying, hey, why don't you just go into angel form from your cloak? You know, just let yourself die, you're rooted in the ground, and then you can grip the Shadow Priest. And I'm like, well, that's perfect. And when I presented the idea, then it's like, well, what happens to the other Shadow Priest? Then we're allocating a full battle res for them every single time we're doing it. So other options were us to use all the Shadow Priests and the Holy Priest or Disc Priest, wherever I'm playing. We're all going to use Draft of Souls the entire fight, which is kind of a really bad trinket for healers and DPS. And we would specifically pop it just so that we could be rooted into the ground the whole time. Doesn't seem too attractive. Or the other option, of course, blow all the gold in our guild banks just to transfer to Alliance side on Kel'Thuzad. So we're basically going to be the only Alliance or only Horde guild on Kel'Thuzad, which is just dominated by Alliance. So kind of weird, but it's going to work. And basically, going Horde will allow me to go Goblin, the other priest to go Goblin. And I really hate Goblin. I kind of wish I could go back to being a Blood Elf. If you've seen any of my emotes on Twitch or anything like that, you know I love them. But I have to go Goblin for the rocket jump. That way, for the second Rupturing Singularities, when we get to that point, I will be able to stay on the platform and live. So it is really, really weird that it's kind of working out this way, that we have to have this kind of racial in order to properly do this. I know technically I could just use my angel form, my cloak and stuff like that, and I could be a Blood Elf if I really wanted to, but then I'm locked into playing just Holy for all of progression, and I like being able to kind of switch between both and kind of feeling it out over the course of the fight, because we're probably going to be wiping on it for next 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully like 2 or something like that, you know. So it definitely is something where you want to be able to have, you know, the best racial possible and stuff like that. And I don't think I've ever experienced something where you have to have a specific racial in order to defeat the last boss in an instance. It's actually kind of mind-blowing to me. Even more so that they've kind of structured the rating counter such that you have to have like the individual raid members, if you don't have this specific ability or some way to root yourself, blink, disengage, something like that, bubble to immune, you just can't really get brought along unless you have a racial. It's kind of crazy to me. And it kind of makes me wonder about how the fight was kind of structured, because one big negative for end bosses is, of course, they don't want to show it to people, so they're not having outside testers. And you know, that's one thing that I kind of wonder is maybe a little bit outdated, because we are gonna have guilds like Method able to master mechanics at a very, very rapid rate, and I don't know how much suffering there would be really if some of the secret mechanics were spoiled basically by raid testing. So that thing kind of makes me wonder, and you know, maybe give me your thoughts below. But I think this instance kind of highlights where we'd really like to have that kind of testing so that we're not in this situation. Like, do I expect this to happen in the future? Hell no, right? You know, Blizzard's usually really, really good at saying, wow, this thing really didn't work out, let's not do this, you know? So I don't really expect it to ever happen again in the future, but it's really, really weird that this is happening. Easy, of course, the US Guild has gone to Mal'Ganis, and they've gone Horde. Vision, now we're going Horde. I can kind of start looking around to see the other Alliance guilds once they kill Avatar, if they're going to start doing the same. But I know some other guilds have been at least talking about it and having the dialogue open about it. And to me, again, it's just like insane to think about that, you know, you are forced to have this racial, or, you know, unless, again, like Scrubbusters, you have a very, very well-rounded composition that all can stay on the platform. It's kind of, you know, boggles my brain a little bit that it's, you know, even a consideration, or it's even a thing, since, you know, there's been so much effort to kind of devalue racials to just a huge extent. So, I mean, let me know what you guys think. Hope y'all enjoy this quick update and stuff like that, but I kind of want to get that off my chest, because it's something I've been getting asked a lot about. So of course, if you see my armory, I'll still be on Kel'Thuzad. So if you see me going Goblin, that is the reason why, for staying on the platform and just being able to be brought to progression, so that I have a certain racial, you know. First time I've ever done that my WoW career, so very weird, very weird. I just can't describe it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. More videos are going to be on the way, coming soon. I'll catch you all next time.